What should this week's teaser be? Hi, welcome to this week's video. Now today I'm going to be talking about food. Because let's face it, who doesn't love food? Now the problem is dining halls in colleges don't often understand what decent food is. I mean, while everyone else operates on a scale of, oh, delicious to not so delicious, college dining halls choose instead to operate on a scale of edible to inedible, meaning that at best, college dining hall food is subpar, and it's just straight up alarming at its worst. I mean, one of the dining halls here once served tomato-infused water as a drink. And if that doesn't sound bad enough or alarming enough to you, then try and guess the flavor of this cake. Yeah, one of my friends guessed that it was grass flavored, and honestly, I can totally see why. I mean, I personally thought it was like radium flavored, but surprise, it's key lime flavored. Like, who makes a key lime cake that color? Welcome to college! The worst part about it all is that dining hall dollars often expire at the end of each semester or quarter, so you're basically being forced and pressured to use up those dollars in order to maximize their value and save money in the process, because as we all know, college is expensive enough on its own. And that's the other issue with it too. The fact that you're in college and you're basically broke means that it's hard to be able to go out and enjoy good, decent food. In my case, after having 2 straight weeks of dining hall food with nothing else, I was straight up about to go insane. So over the next few weeks, I decided to try out and think of some ideas that would allow me to be able to enjoy some decent off-campus food while also not breaking my budget. So hopefully you'll take these ideas into consideration if you find them useful. Tip number 1, make sure to take advantage of money-saving opportunities at the grocery store. Now, this is pretty clear by itself. Like, always be on the lookout for sales at grocery stores. You know, the buy one, get one free, the 2 for whatnot, the package deals, essentially. And another thing you can take advantage of are the refund opportunities. So, grocery stores across the country sometimes charge you an extra 10 cents if you want them to give you a plastic or paper bag to put stuff in. So, why not just bring along with you, a reusable bag that you can totally use and save those 10 cents with, because ultimately those 10 cents are gonna add up in the future after you keep going shopping at the grocery store. Tip number 2, take advantage of loopholes. Now, definitely try and maximize your dining dollars outside of the dining halls themselves. For example, a lot of dining halls serve fruit, and that's something that you can totally just take with you to go back to your dorm room or back to your apartment or wherever you live. It's such a great thing to do because this means that you can use your dining dollars for outside the dining hall, essentially, because you can save those fruits for later, or if you have a mini fridge or a fridge, basically you can take those small cartons of orange juice that some dining halls have. And I know dining halls often say, oh, you can't take dining hall food outside the dining hall, but at least here, everyone's really understanding of why you're doing it because everyone wants to save money. So it's really not that big of a deal if you do that, and it'll be so helpful in the long run. Also, another loophole you can try to use is to grab the cutlery that grocery stores often have. For example, Whole Foods has that cutlery that goes along with their hot bar, and ultimately, that is so helpful because when you go to college in a faraway place, like packing reusable utensils isn't the first thing on your list, and having plastic cutlery is just so helpful. And I know people will say, oh, it's not environmentally friendly, even if it's biodegradable or whatnot, but still, it comes in handy. So when I was at Whole Foods, my friend and I basically packed cutlery into this reusable bag. Like, we legit packed, oh, okay, yeah, that did not, oh, yeah, a lot of cutlery, essentially. Also, why did we pack so many knives? Like, that's another useful tip, actually. If you want to grab cutlery from grocery stores, grab useful cutlery, like forks and spoons. Like, don't grab a knife. Tip number 3, get a job. Now, it seems hard to be able to balance college and a job, But a lot of college students have a job, and that source of income can definitely go towards being able to buy groceries so that you can make your own food if you can, or even just go out and enjoy decent food. And having that source of income will be helpful in just so many ways in general, because when you get to college, or if you're in college right now, you know that money is money in college, and any amount of money helps in general. Tip number 4, stay on top of money management. Now, I mean this in 2 ways. The first way is to make sure that you're not spending money on things that you don't need or overspending money in general. But the second thing I also mean is making sure that the people who owe you money pay you back. And I know it sounds really stingy and cruel to keep nagging people about paying you back, but a lot of people in college understand why. Because let's face it, you need the money in college, and oftentimes people only owe you small amounts of money that can be easily paid back. For example, say you're going for a night out with friends and you pay for the Uber for everyone. Well, if someone's not paying you back their share of the Uber ride, you can be like, hey, can you pay me back, your portion of the Uber? And most of the time they'll be chill about it, and they'll understand and say, yeah, let me Venmo you right now, or let me give you the cash right now. And if they're not chill about it, then are they a true homie? Tip number 5, don't be afraid to treat yourself. And I really mean this. Maybe try something where for the weekdays you either eat in or go to the dining hall for food, and then on the weekends for one meal, just go out, have fun with friends, and eat good food and spend time with them. Because let's face it, the one thing better than good food is good food with good friends. And it's also really helpful because it'll stop you from going crazy from just eating dining hall food all the time. So that is it for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also just spread the word. Your support is much appreciated. Also, a special shout out to my friend Joy for recommending tip number 5, because let's face it, A, that is a solid tip, but also just B in general. 5 is such a nice round number. I just felt like 4 was awkward. And yeah, that is it for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching. See you next week.